Aloha and welcome to another video by me, Kay Elmer. And on this video, I've got Philip on the line, and we are going to be talking about Quantum Upgrade, the frequency bundles, the long-awaited addition of frequencies to the Quantum Upgrade. I got tons of questions. It's going to be launching today. Today is December 16th, 2022. It's Friday. Philip, good morning. How are you doing today?
Hi, Kay. I'm doing fine. I'm doing a
All
lot
right.
better. I got really sick last week, but
Oh,
I
bummer.
feel so much better now.
That's good. Yeah, that's great. And a lot of folks are sick right now. It's really weird. Oh, it's winter, typical winter. Okay, so the Philip, if you don't know, he's the owner, operator, founder, and healer himself for Layla Quantum Tech and Layla Upgrade, or the Upgrade Quantum Upgrade, and also Layla Labs. So I've pretty much had him on 100 videos at this point. So, but Philip's going to be joining me, and we're going to talk about this feature called the frequency bundles. And we've mentioned that in the last video. Really happy to be sharing that. It launches today. So before we jump in, I just want to do a disclaimer in case we say anything that, we need to make sure we put a disclaimer on. So here we go. Here we go. We'll just get through this real quick and then jump right into the content. So neither Quantum Upgrade nor the Tinkers Academy recommend or endorse any specific tests, physicians, procedures, opinions, or other information that may be mentioned in this video. Reliance on any information appearing and discussed in this video is solely at everyone's own risk. Statements made have not been evaluated by the EFSA or FDA or any governmental derivative thereof. Quantum Upgrade products and products that Quantum Upgrade may represent are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. All right. Thank you very much with that. So let's jump right in. Okay. So really, really cool. The website is up and running. I'm going to walk you through the pages. Philip's going to explain everything. I have just learned about this like on Monday in terms of it coming out today, and I have absolutely no idea how it works. So we're going to learn together, everybody. And Philip's going to guide us. But overall, I'm just going to do a high level overview. Okay, Philip. They're going to launch today, right? And you've got two
Yes.
bundles, right? And so that's how you add frequencies to your existing subscription will be to sign up for a bundle. And there's one bundle called the Abundance Bundle, and it's got the abundance frequency, the prosperity frequency, gratitude, and Agni power. And then there's another bundle called the Heal Bundle, which has the heal frequency, and then inner peace, weight management, and the nutritional biobase. So I guess just because I'm just seeing this for the first time too myself, everybody, and so I'm guessing that you guys went with one bundle for to kind of like life changing, life supporting, and another one for health, for health, right? That's kind of what your thinking was. Is that about it?
Yes, that's correct. One correction though, the
Oh,
heal frequency is indeed that is the frequency that is also in the heal capsule.
oh,
So it's a fully complete heal frequency in that sense. Nutritional biobase is separated
if you
out just
just,
because we've had some athletes that actually wanted this to be separated. I
oh,
mean, we
okay.
have several professional athletes that use the quantum upgrade, and they like to use both the heal and the nutritional biobase, but the nutritional biobase is what they tend to use during an actual performance or competition for whichever reason, and
Oh,
then
okay.
the heal, which contains the nutritional biobase, rather beforehand and after for recovery. So we just decided we'll just do that, and then people can just pick and choose however they like it. And by the way, people, stay tuned because we're not only just going through the frequency bundles and some specific questions that you asked in the Telegram group, we are also talking about a couple other new things that will happen that includes a free product and things like that. So just bear with us here. We'll get to all of that.
Okay. No, cool. Okay, so right now there's two, and then right before we started the recording for this video, we just kind of worked out that there'll be a third one, which will be the various boosters that I've created. So there'll be like I guess a booster bundle coming out, I guess in the near future, right? So there's going to be a third one, and then more as we go along. So this isn't the only frequencies that will ever be offered, right, Philip?
Yes, that is correct. We'll have more in this booster bundle, which will contain the men's booster, women's booster, the seasonal booster, former allergy relief, and then the inflammation relief booster or inflammatory booster. I don't even know what the current description is.
Yeah.
We will launch that probably in, I would say, in the second half of January is a fair bet that that should be live. So yeah, that will be coming, and then we'll see if we do more afterwards.
Okay, awesome. So let's talk about it then, because there's tons of questions about, that I have, like, how does it work? How do I sign up? How do I pick and choose? So here we go. So this is this is live right now, right? On the website?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, it
So
is live.
here we go. You got the quantum energy bundles. You've got these. You go to the bundle selection. So in the website, you would just go to shop, click on bundles, and then you get the bundles. You got to pick 3, 4, 5, all in one bundle. But now you've got these 2 other bundles that you can choose from. So Philip, right? The first thing that has to happen though is you have to have a subscription for yourself as the person, right? In order to add these, because these are add-ons, correct?
For anyone, you just have to have any subscription.
Oh,
It does not matter whether you have a bundle, if you have
oh,
the field for you, field for home. It does not matter if you have multiple. And frankly, that's one of the unique things here. Let's say if you have a Pick 5 bundle, and you get this abundance frequency bundle, then that will be available for all of your services. So you don't have to purchase the abundance bundle for each of your individual services, which would be 5 if you have a Pick 5.
right.
No, it would be added to all of those right away.
Oh, okay. Oh, great. Okay, so as long as I have a subscription of any kind, I can add on frequencies, right?
Yes,
Okay, all right. So when you click on, let's
yes.
say, the abundance bundle, then this is what you've got. And okay, so okay, my first thing here, I'm going to just ask this question here. I know that bundles don't have 7-day free trials. So will the frequency have a free trial?
No.
Thing there. Okay, so it's a bundle, right? So bundles don't have free trials. But if you already have a subscription, then you go ahead. This is how you sign up. One of the things about this is that this is just purely the selection for how you want to subscribe. So it describes the different frequencies and it gives you a description of the bundle. Is there anything you want to say about the about this particular bundle? Like could you kind of describe what it'd be best? If somebody were to decide, do I want the heal one or do I want the abundance one? I mean, how would you describe like which one to choose?
Well, I always recommend to people to ask their heart. That's always the first thing to do. Um, as background information, really, one is more focused on health and wellness, which is the heal bundle, and then the abundance is really to fill these inner gaps and deficits that we have. So it's all about really inner abundance to fill ourselves up with our original energy and to not needing to fill these deficits with something. As an example, I need to be loved by someone to feel good. I need to eat chocolate to feel good. I need to have more money to feel good. I need to have a yellow car in order to feel good. Like all these things they come from inner deficits. Does not mean at all that we can't have a yellow car, that we can't have a lot of money, that we can't have chocolate, that we can't be loved by someone, right? All of that we can have, but it's a big difference if that happens out of need, right? We're very needy and we need that in order to feel good or to feel worthy. Or if we feel worthy to begin with and we feel full and we don't need it, but then we have it or create it. That's 2 completely different states. And everything in this abundance bundle actually helps with getting to that state, which is a process, right? It's nothing. You don't turn this on and then suddenly your whole life is fully abundant, right? It cannot work that way.
Oh
It's
yeah.
something that develops over time, and it signals to our whole system that that's what happens. But you may indeed feel more full, more nourished, pretty much right away as you turn on the abundance frequency, as an example, right? So they do have short-term effects, but the issues are usually pretty deep, and it takes time to transform those. I hope that explanation helps a little bit.
Yeah, no, it really does. I think it really helps understand what the purpose of it is. And I think your point about having time, it's this is frequency healing, quantum healing. And I think if people were to study the concept of the human biofield and understand how frequencies work, within that biofield and how issues, traumas, emotions all get trapped in that biofield, and how different frequencies will affect those other frequencies, and it's all about entrainment. So you've got this loving, positive, self-loving, right, very positive frequency set, and it's going to take a while for it to entrain with all of the different things within you that are holding you back. All of those emotions and experiences have all been trapped within your biofield as frequencies, and so you got this set of frequencies that are within your field, and you've got this loving, self-loving frequency set, and it takes a while for those two things to entrain. But when they eventually do, it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, no, that's a very good point. I always forget to explain that to people about how frequencies work. Okay, so that's great. So
And
this is
okay, one thing to add, and that was amazing. Thanks for the explanation. By the way, I think everyone appreciates that. In this abundance bundle, there's a new frequency in there that even
oh,
hasn't been or wasn't released on Lila Quantum Tech yet. It's the gratitude frequency. So that is
yeah.
really a completely newly developed one that we developed together with Roman, and it's obviously great timing for Christmas, right? Because, Christmas can really be about gratitude and remembering, what it is that we're grateful for. And if we are grateful, if we can get into the state of gratitude, that actually changes our vibration in a very, very positive way. And it allows for a lot of great things to happen in our lives.
Yeah.
We tend to forget, right? There's always something that we feel like we need, or like we're frustrated because we didn't get it, or there's jealousy because someone else got something that we didn't get, all these things. But if we remind ourselves of, okay, what are the 3 4 5 things that we're grateful for, suddenly we notice that our own vibration changes. And so this gratitude frequency really helps with that. It's actually pretty amazing. And yeah, so for anyone that gets this bundle, maybe see if it makes sense for you for around Christmas to turn on that gratitude frequency and see what it does.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, yeah, I didn't notice that. That's a new one. Cool. That's very cool. Absolutely. I have learned throughout my years that you are 100% correct. That whenever I really really wanted something to happen, if I wanted it for someone else, um, and I appreciated what I already had, and there was no envy, jealousy, all that stuff that just kind of brings you down. That beautiful things happen. So yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm loving this bundle already. I'm going to sign up for this one. So let's walk through signing up for one. But before we get into that, so that's the description of the abundance bundle. Let's talk about, so what did you have in mind? Like if somebody were just, like why would someone want the heal bundle? Like what would it do for them in terms of like the overall bundle? How would you describe this to someone that says, well, what's the heal bundle if they didn't know anything about it?
Yep. So again, I think it's all around health and wellness, mentally, energetically, physically, where, the heal is obviously the one that activates the inner healer, and it contains these wonderful molecular frequencies as well. The inner peace is one that if you have trouble sleeping, that's actually the one that I always recommend at first, because it helps to balance the mind, and it just helps us be more at ease with everything, and to relax more into what's happening and what is. So, and that is that what I found, at least for most people, a big reason why we can't sleep that well, if we cannot sleep well. And so that's the go-to. Even though it doesn't make you sleepy, right? It really does not make you sleepy, and it was developed actually for the day, to be used throughout the day, and a lot of people use it for that. It helps with relaxing also into situations where we may feel stressed or anxiety. And I always give this example of the kid that has a math test in school, and that kid is actually pretty good at math and knew everything when the kid learned. Now in the test situation, it's just overwhelmed with that stress and can't access that information, just doesn't know anything. And it's maybe the first two questions that the kid doesn't know, and then it gets even worse, right? And then he forgets everything. And so with this inner peace frequency, what that does is it helps us to access our inner peace inside, which is never gone. It's always there, but it can be blocked, and it helps to access that and stimulates ourselves actually to expand that. And then we can suddenly relax into that. Information can flow in freely again. We don't need to be in such a panic mode. And so that's pretty much what that does. So it has a lot of use cases throughout the day and also throughout the night. The weight loss actually should be called weight management here. And weight management, there's not much to say about it, right? It helps with the metabolism, it helps reduce the craving, and it supports someone if you really set an intention to lose weight. So it does not work without that. So really, I mean, it helps a little bit with the craving and the metabolism, but if you don't set your intention for yourself, it's not going to work on its own, right? You
Right.
can't just keep doing what you're doing and then have that card and think, well, yeah, that's going to fix it. That's not how that works. And this frequency, if you turn it on, you want to have an intention. The nutritional biobase, I think we talked about that. That's basically a subset of the heal
Right.
frequency, but it's just focused on these molecular frequencies of the most important vitamins and minerals.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's kind of the way, if there's so many positive benefits, is going to be, can people sign up for both if they wanted? Because, I can see
Yeah,
there's a huge
yeah.
argument for, yeah, I want both. Okay. All right. So you can sign up for both. And so let's walk through the sign up process with a couple of things we want to point out is that, um, in terms of like you have this note here, it says a frequency bundle can only be added by an existing subscriber, because it contains add-on features for the actual quantum upgrade service. So as we said earlier, all you have to do is just have a subscription for anything. And then, but the thing is right, Philip, is like, but me as a subscriber, I have actually signed up two other people, right?
Mhm.
Daughter, future brother-in-law, or future son-in-law, question mark. and and they have their own access to their settings now, right, through the sharing feature. So
Mhm.
if they wanted to add on frequencies, but it's my subscription, they can't, right? I'm the only one that can do it. Is that correct?
So you would be the one that signs up, okay, to add let's say the abundance bundle. And once you sign up, then it will be available for you and for them as well.
Oh,
And
okay.
then they can pick and choose. Yeah, it will be unlocked for anyone. That's what I try to explain initially, that literally if you have a pick 5 bundle, pick 3 bundle, pick 4 bundle, all in one bundle, whatever it may be, you get these frequencies unlocked for any of your services.
Oh, great. Okay,
It,
so it's
it
automatically for them as well. Okay, because I got the pick
yes.
5 bundle with dogs and family, and okay, all right. So then I can then share it with them because it's my subscription. Got it. Okay, so that's really cool. Okay, so that's that disclaimer there. Now, if anyone's interested, you can kind of get a little bit of the description here down on the bottom of the page. But pretty much, this is the abundance bundle sign up page, and this is the heal bundle. So then the pricing now for the subscription is either monthly or yearly, right? So right now, I guess it's what's the pricing? It's like $10 a month, and it's $100 a year, correct?
Yes,
So it's either 10
correct.
for a month or 100 a year. So you save $20 or 20%. Okay, so then if I want this, then I would
And
go ahead.
again,
Yeah.
just to add really for absolute clarification, this is not per person or per service. So if you have just one field for you, yeah, that's the price. Then it's $10 per month. But if you have a pick 5, then it's also $10 per month, but for the whole bundle, which basically makes it uh, $2 per
Yeah.
service of your 5 that
Oh,
you
yeah.
have,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah. So it's for anybody that it's in your bundle. Or yeah, okay. Perfect. All right, so then that's how you basically sign up. So then you would then once you add it to your cart, you want to add the bundle, and I could literally add the other bundle as well. Then you go ahead and click on your cart and you check out. So all of you who've signed up before, you know what that checkout process is. It's got all my personal information, so I'm going to edit that out, and then we'll jump right into the settings page to show you what it looks like. So we're going to go ahead and check out right now. My page, right? This would be my quantum upgrade page for me. And so then where you find the frequency section is right down here in this section right here called special frequencies. So Philip, can you kind of walk us through what the settings are and how to use them?
Yes, give me 1 second. So click on special frequency real quick.
Okay.
And now go to frequency day.
Okay.
That's where you can select
Oh.
now any of the frequencies that are part of the bundle for your daytime and your nighttime. And you can certainly also just select none if at night, for example, you don't want one. That's pretty much how it works. And you can go in at any time, of course, and then select it back from, let's say you pick the abundance for during the day, and then at 4 p.m. you think, okay, I actually want to switch it to gratitude, or I want to have none. Then you just go in and select that again, and then click on update.
Okay, so let's say if, because I just turned it on, so this is live. I want to add, let's talk about that, because gratitude. And so I would just click, I want gratitude during the day and at nothing. And then at night, I don't want anything turned on. Then I would just go ahead and click update. And then there we go. And then I can see myself right here. I've got the gratitude turned on. There we go. And that's how you turn it on. Anything else we need to know?
No, that's really it. You're completely flexible in turning it on and off at any time. And yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
With the dog, it doesn't show up, right? Oh, it does. Here we go.
It should actually, yeah.
Oh,
So now it's not necessarily the frequencies for the dog, but
oh,
at
okay.
some point we will probably have frequencies also for the dog. I mean, we probably will have a pet bundle at some point, right?
Yeah.
And then it would come in handy.
Oh, okay. All right. And then, okay, so then you could pretty much provide frequencies or any of these frequencies apply to pets, except for a nutritional biobase I saw earlier. There's a little disclaimer that said it's not good for pets, or it's not specific towards pets. It's specific towards
Yes.
human physiology as opposed to pets. So everything except nutritional biobase, probably right, and that would include the heal frequency set because it includes it. But any of these others could apply to a pet, right? If you wanted to. I think my dog needs to show a little bit more gratitude. I'll turn it on and see what happens. Okay,
Yeah, there
let's see
you
what
go. That would
happens with
be up
Norman.
for a test.
Okay, okay, great. So that's it. I'm going to kind of like take a look at my questions. So it's for I had these are my cheat notes, but only for you know it's for all. So let me just it's for all subscriptions, right? How to add it. We just walked you through it. The usage guidelines. It's like night and day. How we picked and choose which one. So I guess the key thing there, though, looking at the page, was that you're not when you turn it on, you're not turning on four at a time. You're turning on one at a time, right? So that's
Correct.
the
Yes.
okay. All right, and then the pricing we talked about. So those are those questions. Yeah, this is really cool. So right now you've got the two main bundles. We walked you through how to sign up for it and the pricing and how to set the settings. It's live as of today. And now we did have some questions in the Telegram chat group, so let's talk about that. Just to make sure we covered all the questions, right? So here's one of the questions that popped up, which was when the frequencies go live, how do we best go about using them? And I think we talked about that. But here's the specific questions. I think I'll focus on inner peace to begin with, but would like to add abundance as well, which is totally possible. If you'd have to go with the two different ones because those inner peace sits over in heal and abundance sits over in abundance. But then here we go. So I'd like to use inner peace for like 7 days in a row, right? Or how much is it recommended for entraining the system to this frequency? Good question.
Yes. So
Yeah, how
yeah, I
long do
mean,
you
so
want to go per frequency if you want to get the benefit from it?
yep. So this user will probably by now know that we have these two bundles and that each bundle contains four different frequencies. And then, to the second part of the questions, use it for 7 days. I always suggest to tune in and check in every day, really, how it is for you. That's a good training and practice for ourselves to hear more really what does our inner voice say, our gut feeling, if you will. And it cannot be generalized. Like I couldn't tell you, yeah, 7 days is great or one day is great. It's for each one, it may be different. And you can just say, you'll have it for a whole week, and then if you feel at day 5 you want to turn it off or switch it up, then you go do that. So I would try to not be static about these things, but rather dynamic and flexible. And how long does it take to actually have an effect? Right away. It has an effect right away. Each of these frequencies have an effect right away. But obviously, if we have stronger states of anxiety, for example, that we've also had for a longer period of time, it may take a long time for us to really be in this inner peace, on a more regular basis without a frequency. And then it's really impossible to say. For some people, it may take a few days. For some people, it may take a few weeks. For other people, it may take many months of working with these frequencies, until they can really recreate this on their own, in very stressful situations. So that's an impossible advice to give, to say exactly how you need to do it. It's just something you play around with. It's something you feel, okay, inner peace, that feels good for me today. That's what I'm going to go with. That's what
Yeah.
I would do.
Yeah, I think if I could share my experience as well, I mean, several years ago, I made myself a capsule of every frequency, and I'd have them all hanging on a wall, like 10 or 12 different capsules, different frequencies. Same concept here. You got multiple frequencies. Which one do you wear today? It's like which tie do I wear to work, kind of thing. And what happened with me was, it just was what I didn't even think about it anymore. It was like, okay, how do it's like I just would reach out intuitively to which one I wanted to resonate with. And to me, I kind of really always resonated to heal when I had something that needed healing, and then when it wasn't, when I had like an emotional situation, I went with inner peace. And then sometimes it was like I remember wearing the heal capsule once for 4 months straight, just trying to get through something. And it wasn't until I intuitively felt that, okay, I'm good now, that I switched to a different frequency. So I would say you really want to listen to your intuition, and try when you want to choose. Don't think. I would say quiet your mind. Don't be talking. Turn off the head, right? And then just make a choice with your heart. And I think that's going to help you decide what your body wants, because your higher self will always tell you. I mean, would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And then some people obviously have a harder time, with that. And then if you're not sure, just go with whatever is the dominant impulse. And
Yeah,
then if
whatever. Yeah, you're
at some point you will get another impulse that tells you to turn it down, and just follow that. Just be very easy with that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you really can't do it wrong.
Right. In fact, yeah, like your comment about weight management, you have to set the intention. You can't, you can't like eat all the stuff you regularly eat, and then have a frequency and expect anything changes. So you really have to set the intention. You have to work towards that. So that could also be another way to do it. So if you wanted to say, look, I want to embrace inner peace, and I want to focus, and I want to meditate, and I'm going to turn this thing on because I'm going to do this certain thing, and I'm going to focus on it. Right. So that could be your objective. And if you wanted to then work on weight management, then turn that on, and then go for whatever period of time. So it's really going to be up to you and how you feel about it. Okay. All right. Anything else about that? We're good?
No, I think we're
Okay.
good
Yeah,
regarding
yeah.
that.
Really, yeah, because that question comes up all the time. And it's true. It's like, how do I know how long that it takes for something to work? And my answer is always like, go with your intuition. But yeah, I think we'll keep trying to explain that and help people
Yes, and by the way, so
understand
I
how to
mean,
best
people
use
pay thousands and thousands of dollars actually to go through courses where they learn how to get more access to their inner knowing, to their inner, power in all of that. And so in this case here, you don't need to do that. You can just practice that on your own.
Yeah.
Just make it a daily habit, daily practice. In the morning, just check in. Okay, so what do I feel like right now? Which is the one I want to set? You go for that.
Yep.
And it will just, as you keep doing that, you will just open up more and more, and yeah, it will be very beneficial
Yeah,
for your
I agree.
relationship with
Yeah.
yourself.
Yep, absolutely. No, no, that's great. That's great advice. Okay, so second question was, okay, when I afterwards want to use the abundance frequency, so this person would say I'm going to use heal or inner peace for 7 days or inner peace for a period of time. Then they want to switch to abundance, right? Should I then use that exclusively? Right. I think we answered that. Or should I use inner peace in the day and abundance at night? Oh, that's a good twist. So that second piece of the question here is if I'm switching over from one frequency to another, is it recommended, or what would you say, Philip, if I used both, one during the day, and then one at night? What would you think?
Well, I mean, so you can't use two frequencies at the same time. That's impossible to set in the system for a reason. And you can absolutely set one for the day and one for the night. And the same principle applies. Just
Mhm.
feel what feels better to you. Usually, um, most people would probably choose the inner peace for the night, but hey, I mean, if the inner abundance topic is one you're working with currently, it can also be an absolutely great frequency at night, because it may actually help you to get some dreams in that regard, and maybe some things come into your consciousness through dreams because of that frequencies, um, that help you further to maybe recognize patterns where that are in the way of the inner abundance you're trying to achieve.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
absolutely possible to also use those at night.
Okay, so it's either day or night, one at a time, right? Okay, and yeah, you could do them both, and that's a good question. Thank you for asking that. Okay, so the next question here is, should we routinely cycle in the frequencies we would like to keep and train to, or will the effect of inner peace last if we use it for a week in a row to begin with? Another really great question.
Yeah,
So,
it's a great
yeah,
question with,
what?
again, an impossible answer, because I have to refer again to that everyone is very individual. Like if you're someone that has had terrible anxiety for the last 5 years, you're going to be working with this for way longer and much more intensively than someone that just recently started to get some anxiety because of a specific situation. So it's really impossible to say for me, and and it's just something you need to feel, and you need to do that work, that maybe you've used the inner peace for a while, and then you don't use it on a specific day, and just see if you're still a little bit in that mode of the inner peace, and if things throw you out of balance as easily as they did before. So that's just something where you can observe. um, it's not really work, right? It can be actually fun, to observe that a little more, and then you will get a sense of that and for that.
Okay, no, that's great. Yeah, in fact, in biofield tuning again, when you actually entrain away like a negative emotion frequency, that frequency is gone. So it does last in that regard. But yeah, I guess it's really hard to say per person. But um, personally, for me, because I've been doing this the longest, probably I'm like one of the first customers ever. I would say that I have learned that. Like let's say I went through kind of a negative emotional thing, lost a family dog, you know how it is, and I went and I carried the inner peace for 6 months or something until it kind of was like I could I could live without it. It's kind of I got over it, but and that peace lasts all to this day. It's 3 years ago, so I would say that it does kind of help, and it all really depends on the situation, on you, on what frequency. But yeah, I think it really does carry with you because you entrain to it. It becomes part of who you are. And if you need it, and if you need another boost of it, by all means, right, Philip? Because it's life. We're all living, we're changing, we're evolving. So you might need another boost of inner peace, in the following year. But yeah, definitely, I think it lasts. From my own experiences. Okay.
Yes, that's absolutely correct, and that's great that you say that. And then we have this onion principle, right?
Mhm.
That applies anyway. Everyone that's somewhat on the path to him herself, really, to access the inner power, to unlock more of our consciousness. We have these layers that are, like the layers of an onion, with blockages, with topics and stuff like that. And then once we peel one layer off, um, it feels a lot better and easier and lighter and all of that. But then, that's also life. We at some point arrive at the next layer of that, right? And so that may be another layer related to inner peace in this one specific example, but with different topics and maybe with even different depth. And then you really, when that shows up, then you may need it again for quite some time to work through whatever is showing up. And then once that's released, you'll be more free again. And you may not need the inner peace for quite some time, and then, oh, after half a year, again something is showing up, right? And it's bubbling up from the inside. That may be the next layer of the onion. That's kind of what I've found over the last few decades, happens with things, until you're really free in regards to one specific aspect.
Yeah, no, I agree. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, good. Great question. Thank you for that out there in Telegram world. Okay, so we got four more questions that we picked out of the chat group. So here we go. Should we use the frequency for the house if someone in the house is using a specific frequency card? So my husband is using the focus card right now. So would it be too much to also turn on a different frequency in the home?
That's a really good question. Um, Specifically with this focus card, I think you're actually fine with turning on another frequency, especially the frequencies that we currently offer in these two bundles. I don't really see um, any interference with that, so you would be fine, and um, his system would also be able to distinguish. So I would definitely say it's okay to do. What I would, not necessarily do is to use any specific frequencies at nights that, someone in the house may be just a very light sleeper, and then that may be too stimulating. So the bio-based frequency, possibly the heal frequency, the heal frequency may actually really work well with a level 500, for example, level 600. Um, but it needs to be tested. You would just need to be aware if there's someone a very light sleeper. Um, but again, as long as you keep the quantum upgrade on relatively low during the night, you should also be okay with that.
Okay. That's it's actually a really great question. So I got two tail-on questions. The first one would be, let's say in this specific example of someone using the focus card, right? Is there a complementary frequency within the bundle that might actually help and make that process even better for that individual? If we were to take a look at either one of the bundles, would there be something that would actually um, be complementary?
Well, I three come to mind. One would be the inner peace, one would be the gratitude, and
Hmm.
one would be the abundance. Those are all frequencies that that would maybe offer a greater space of a very positive and supportive frequency in general, in order to also work with the focus frequency.
Okay, great. Okay. And then the other question I had related to this is, for someone like myself, I've got several blocks in my home, capsules, everything's kind of in use in one way or another. And then, of course, I've got the upgrade as well, because then, when I leave my home and I'm away from all of this stuff, I want the quantum energy still, right? Um, is there anything anyone should know about, in terms of like Yeah, I've got an infinity block in my house, and if I turn on and I wear the heal capsule, but then I turn on the quantum upgrade and I turn on a frequency because I know that in the chat most recently there was this discussion about swapping the lids right on capsules, and then the response was is like it's not recommended that you do the booster at the same time you do the heal because there's just way too many frequencies in those two sets, right? So for someone who owns stuff, owns Layla products, um, would turning on a frequency like this individual here, they have a focus, they have a device in their house, they have a frequency card in their house, and then sending them frequencies via quantum upgrade. Is there any kind of like, suggestion or guideline that you have for that?
Well, so the general guideline is always to try to focus on one frequency set at a time, and that remains my general guideline. But there are absolute exceptions to the rule, right? We just talked about this focus that it indeed
Right.
would be possible to combine it. And also in specific situations for specific people, it may be the right way to go. And frankly, like there's a couple of frequencies like the abundance and the prosperity frequency, for example. Those two go very well together at pretty much all times. So it's a little bit hard to say. In
Yeah.
general, try to focus on one, but then if you're not sure, just feel, or then just try it out. Go try it out. It's
Yeah.
not gonna
Okay.
do anything bad. It just may feel a little, if you feel a little overwhelmed then, or you know, you feel confused, or you just don't feel that good and supported, then you probably know, okay, well, I should stick with just one of those, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But hey, if you will probably feel it, and if it feels good, go for it,
Yeah. Yeah.
as long as
Actually,
it
yeah. Okay.
feels good.
Oh, good. Yeah, yeah, that aligns with how I responded about the swapping lids thing. So, yeah, okay, great. So, yeah, go with how it feels, and if it doesn't feel positive for you, then go just a one at a time. Okay. All right. So, number two, how would the frequencies in the bundles work for pets? I guess that we kind of talked about that. So, everything except maybe nutritional biobase, because it's not for the pet physiology. But you can pretty much, I mean, every other feeling, every other frequency would be okay for pets, right?
Yeah, so I mean, again, with the heal and the biobase, I would not necessarily do, just because the biobase is also part of the heal, and it's not necessarily what you want for your dog or your cat, probably because they just need different things, as you said. And I personally, at this point, out of those existing ones, actually, I think I would try the gratitude and see what it does. We'll still need to test that, and I know you'll test
I
it.
just turned, yeah. I'm gonna
but
watch
but
Norman
the
here
other
for a
ones,
week and see what happens.
yeah, but the other ones I really wouldn't turn on personally for our pet. I would just, for the pet, just our pet is getting the regular quantum upgrade without a specific frequency, and that's great. And at some point, I'm sure we'll have a pet frequency bundle, and then that will look differently in that regard. But again, maybe the gratitude is great. You can try around, but most of the frequencies right now, they're really geared towards humans.
Okay. All right. Okay. Number three, how should we think about consent with frequencies in the home location? And we have so many people coming in and out of our house. Wouldn't it be, it wouldn't be feasible to get consent from every person if they wanted a certain frequency or not? Is it one of those things where they will accept what they want to accept, or should we not use frequencies for home?
Well, you do not need consent from visitors that are visiting your home, because you also don't get consent from them if you set up a Christmas tree, or if you smudge with frankincense before they come. All these things, like, everyone has a specific energy in their home, and if you have visitors, they come to your home. It's not that you're going to their home and you bring a frequency there, right? So it's your home. So if you want to have the gratitude frequency in your home, then that's how your home is vibrating, and then people can choose if they want to come or if they don't want to come. And it's not that they're blasted with it, right? So it's not the field for you would be different. For that, you would want to have consent, but it's actually your home is vibrating like that. And to be honest, frankly, probably for most people, it will be amazing, right? They will probably, you know, really get into the state of gratitude, possibly, or it will trigger some things that are in the way of them and their gratitude. So, yeah, no, you wouldn't need consent. You live with people. If you live with two, three roommates, for example, or your family, then you may want to check in with them, right? You know, if they're okay with this specific frequency, you know, that's probably what I would do. But with visitors, no, you're good.
I like that idea. It's just how your house resonates. Yeah, no, that's cool. Same thing with my car. You know, right in my car, you have to listen to my music. Right? Yeah, don't touch the temperature dial. It's my temp, my music, it's my vibe. If you don't like it, get an Uber. Okay. No, that's good. That's a really cool way to look at it. So yeah, definitely, do what makes your house feel right for you. And yeah, that's a good question. Good answer. Okay, so the last one here is there was a question about, are there going to be specific plans for other frequency bundles beyond the two sets announced? And yes, we said, yeah, there's going to be a booster one. But then, the question that gets more specific is like one with the focus frequency, which I don't see, would be great. Because he can't get my son to wear the capsule consistently or hold a card, so that's really good because there's so many parents that want their child to have the focus frequency, right? Because of those reasons. Um, is there going to be one for focus so they can
I
have
think we will,
their child?
yes, I think we will definitely work on it. And I know that that question also came up in the Telegram group just yesterday, I think. And it really seems that there's a need for it and people want it. So yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll think about it and maybe um, that's also for the second part of January where we can uh, see how this can be added.
Okay. All right, great. That answers that question. So that's the end of the questions and the end of this little announcement video. So I just want to say, hey, thank you, Philip, for your time. This is going to be an awesome addition to the Quantum Upgrade service. So I hope everyone gives it, go ahead and try it out and see how it works for you. Any
Can I
parting words?
interrupt?
Sure, sure, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, because I really wanted to also share with people that
Oh,
very soon we're coming up with this free product. So everyone that has had Quantum Upgrade in one way or another, whether it's a bundle or just a single service for 3 months, will soon. I think we'll start it as of the beginning of January. That I think they'll get a free product, which is a free home slash location service that they will get that they can assign to any location in the world that they wanted to, whether it's um, a hospital, um, um, a school, an animal shelter. It could also be your grandmother's house, whatever it may be. You'll get a free one for that. But the difference with that one is it's going to be preset to the level 550 on the Hawkins scale. And if you don't know what that level is, go look it up on the Hawkins scale. At 550, you won't be able to pause it. You won't be able to scale it down or scale it up. It's 550 for a reason, just because that's a very great and wonderful baseline energy for any home. There's no consent needed or any of that. And yeah, we want to get more in the way um, in the habit of giving. Also, really trying to that this service can be given away to folks that may really need it. And yeah, that's just one way of doing it. We have more plans for 2023, but that's going to be the first thing that will be implemented in January.
awesome. Okay. No, that's great. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to look forward to. No, thank you very much for that. So you can just pick anywhere, like
Yes,
okay,
yes.
like
Frankly, any
like a
location
family
in the
person's
world that
house,
yes,
school,
exactly.
business. Could you do a business location or just a physical location only?
It could be frankly any location, yes,
Oh, okay.
because at that level it really is fine to do that,
Uh-huh.
and it's your choice. You know,
Oh
you
yeah.
can pick and choose. I think most people would probably choose, I don't know, maybe there's a prison, maybe there's a school, an animal shelter. Those types of things I think are the ones that come to mind first. But hey, you know, if you want to do
Yeah.
that for your grandmother, go ahead and do that. If you want to do that for anyone else, a business location that you go to every
Yeah.
now and then, fine, go ahead, do it.
Yeah, I was thinking too that, if for folks that sign up the business, right, because businesses that have multiple locations, multiple offices, my first thought was like, oh, now I can do my office because I can do my business, right? But it's multiple locations, so it's a nebulous entity as opposed to a physical presence. So if you wanted to do your business as that nebulous entity called business, but I have a specific office location I work in that's kind of like my second home, I could then sign it up as my second home now. So that's kind of cool, right? Would that work?
It would work, yes.
Cool, yeah. Because everybody, I mean, if anybody that has a job, your job is your second home. You spend just as many hours there as you do sleeping a week, right?
Yep,
Actually, I think we
that's
probably
true.
spend more time. I think we probably spend more time in our work locations than we do in our own house, if you tally it up, right? Because it's a lot of hours. But yeah, okay. No, that's cool. That's a great. So it's just going to be offered to everybody that's got a subscription.
Yes, so everyone that has had it for 3 months or longer will get
Okay.
access to a free product like that. And I think sometime in the beginning of January that will be available.
Oh, that's great. Looking forward to that. Cool. Okay. Anything else? Any parting thoughts that you want to share? I'll wrap it up.
Yes, and one more thing that's going to be coming also in the beginning of January is that there will be more levels that people can be unlocked for,
Oh
and
yeah.
that will actually show in your My Subscription overview. If you go into your specific field, for you as an example, the level 1,300 as a booster. So we're currently working on the levels 1,300 and 1,400 as additional booster levels, you know, for the future. That is nothing that will be available right out of the gate. Of course, it's something that where we have to know there's a certain time period that you've had this already, that you do have the experience, that you do have the capacity and capability to actually take on such higher levels. But yeah, those are being made available.
Okay. Yep. Yep. I saw that on my thing. Okay. Great. All right. Thanks, Philip. Really appreciate your time this morning. And everybody, I hope we got most of the questions answered. If not, just go ahead and go into our quantum upgrade community on Telegram. Link below if you haven't already joined. But go ahead and you can ask questions there. Again, don't for anyone who hasn't signed up yet, definitely for the non-bundles, there's a 7-day free trial. So it's always free to try. And get a feeling for it. And then if you want to get a hold of me, go ahead and go to the Tinkers.academy and I have my blog, and you can reach me there. You can reach me over in the Telegram community. So that's how you reach Philip and I, is on Telegram. The Quantum Upgrade IO is our website, or Philip's website, and that's it. So thank you very much. Really appreciate the time you have this morning, and I'm really excited about the new features. So thanks for that, and I'm going to go ahead and get this video online as fast as I can.
Thank you so much, Kay. Merry Christmas to you, and also
Oh yeah.
Merry Christmas to everyone listening to this video and everyone in the Telegram group. You're all amazing. And yeah, I hope you have just some really nice days to calm down, relax, and take it easy and
Yeah.
be in love, harmony, and gratitude.
Yeah, absolutely. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. If we don't have another video between now and then, have a wonderful holiday. So thank you very much, everyone. Aloha.